Hello, everybody. Welcome to your new moon in Scorpio readings. It's November 2023. This new moon falls around the 13th, depending upon where you are in the world. I am Yolanda Marie, and these readings are designed to guide you through this really emotional, feisty energy concerning this new moon. Now, listen, you may want to check with your favorite astrologer or astrologers as it pertains to the planetary alignments surrounding this new moon. This energy is guiding collectives out of one cycle and into the next. If you arrive at this reading outside the time and space of this new moon, it still could pertain to you. Use your intuition here. Namaste. Hello, Taurus. This energy is about making clear decisions from a true place of clarity, centeredness. It's coming from your heart space, so it's very aligned. But now, Taurus, that doesn't mean that it's all lovey-dovey. It looks like, now this is general. We always have to say that, okay? So put it where it applies to your situation and apply the weight as it pertains to your situation, okay? It could be heavy or light, dramatic, not dramatic, and all of that, but it is in the energy. There is some type of situation, whatever that means, that involved loss. It involved feeling perhaps left out. And so many of you are literally or have literally purged that, released that from your situation, from your household, from whatever it is, and primarily from your field, this information is being released. And that's where it really counts, okay? You're really working through, or you have worked through, letting this situation go, because whatever this is, okay, this thing that we're talking about in the energy, whatever comes to your mind, whatever this thing was, you realized at some point it was not going to change. That's like a major point that's standing out in this energy. Something just was not going to change. It was not balanced. It was not fair. Even if you thought it was fair, something energetically was not fair. So this doesn't even have to be anything that caused you necessarily sorrow in the moment, although I am getting that that is big in the energy, that you were conscious of it, most of you. But you didn't have to be. This could be something where you really weren't even conscious of it as it was happening. Okay, this is for some of you. And then you just sort of woke up one day or came to the realization that this thing had happened and affected your situation in a certain way to put you at a disadvantage. Now, and it needs to be said, if there were people involved in this, they didn't always necessarily know. It's going to vary. It wasn't always intentional. It's not always intentional. There's not always a person consciously trying to harm another person, but they're just not aligned. They don't know how to operate in your energy. It's not a match. That is also the case for many of you, I'm getting. And so you've come to that realization. For many of you, it was grievous. It had a lot more sorrow and weight than others. And so you're just starting new. Also, now this is another thing coming through for a few of you. There might have been some communication or something that you learned that caused you to shift, like some sort of aha moment as well. If that hasn't happened yet, it may be happening now. This is a new moon, right? Fresh ideas, things coming through new. You can't necessarily see everything. It's not a bright sky, but you do have a lot of inspiration coming through. And so if you couple the two, right, you're learning whatever you're learning, and then you've got this very inspirational flow that wants to start, it's kicking you into something new. So that's what I'm picking up on here, Taurus. And so many of you are already extremely intuitive who are tuned into this reading, okay? Even if you don't really realize how intuitive you are, if you somehow made it here, you are very intuitive. That might have been shut down a little bit before or muted with whatever this situation was. It's like it's awakening in you again. This sort of high priestess energy, which by the way, also incorporates balance, the number 2, right? There's also a lot of numerical coded balance in this reading. There is 1111 in this reading. There is a master number 88. Okay, and that is great balance, great works, building upon building upon building a solid structure. The number 8 is also about infinity. So it is the ability to continue to keep going, the way the number is written in itself. Now, for some of you, you can expect quite a change from whatever has occurred. Like this shift that you're going into, you can expect there to be a big difference because whatever you're bringing in, your energy has shifted, right? So whatever you're bringing in is going to match what you are believing about yourself now, what you're understanding to be true now. Whatever your aha moment incited, initiated, that's going to bring in something to match it. So you can really expect to see something completely different from within and without. So very cool energy coming toward you, Taurus. If you were feeling a lot of grief before, you're lightening up or you're about to really feel much lighter. All right. Love you so much, beautiful Taurus soul family. And I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Hello, Virgo. There's a lot of fire in your energy during this time. As this new moon comes in, it's like lighting some type of fire. Some of you are going to be surrendering, and it's all over in the general energy, but it's like you're going to be surrendering to this fire in some way, like some kind of magic inside of you, some kind of creative energy. It feels like a revival, almost like a reset. So just wherever that applies to you, okay? I know we're using words like magic and very metaphysical words here, but now this can apply in a practical way in your life as well. Okay, Virgo, for instance, you could be just tapping into a lot of creative energy right now. And so where you maybe were coming at something too logically before, now you've got a new perspective and you're putting a lot of this creative energy. Well, where does the creative energy come from, right? It comes from your intuition, from your ability to perceive those dimensions beyond self, whether you're conscious of it or not. Now, if you're in this reading, you're very likely conscious of it if you made it here. But either way, you're tapping in. Now, on another level, what sort of brings this on feels like stepping up a level into some type of independent, I want to say independent thought, but it's really not independent thought. Now, with the full moon, across the board, across the zodiac, there was a lot of independent thinking being brought in general, okay? There was a lot of light shown on many things that needed to be revealed, seen, understood in a different way. So now we're at the new moon, right? So there's another sense of independence, but it's not really about thinking necessarily. It's about being. It's an independent way to just allow yourself to be where perhaps it was more collective in nature, something like that. Put it where it applies, okay? It doesn't mean you're not going to be operating in a group or with a group, but there's some independent sense of access now to the material of the universe, to your creative abilities, and you're using that. So again, always put this where it applies in your life. Now, if you didn't know this was happening and you didn't know this was in the energy, well, for you, this will be very available to you. And now you know you can tap into that a bit more. You may already feel this coming, suspect this. This could be confirmation for you. But yeah, you are less dependent on other people's either opinions, tools, even their energy. Perhaps you were codependent on someone else's energy and now you're kind of moving into this. You don't really necessarily need to collaborate with that energy in order to create, but you can. And if you come into that collaboration, you're bringing this very solidly confident. You're moving into this confidence concerning your own creative endeavors, your own creative abilities. And for many of you, there will be magical abilities, extrasensory perception, the ability to intuit, to heal, to move energy, to create things with energetic thought. So conscious quantum thought creation, like this type of thing, okay? It's just you're becoming stronger, Virgo. And so for you, you're tapping more into fire, where you already have this natural propensity to be organized and have the solid, clear thought. This is going to be a match for that. Now, again, if you're not already feeling this, experiencing this, This is an opportunity to use this energy to really create something new, even if it's just a fresh perspective with what you already got going. There's always the ability to create off of that, right? So now you can tap in on this magical level. Now, for a lot of you overall, there's been a cycle of push and pull. Now, this is also on a planetary scale, so don't let that sway you necessarily, but it is happening. But now, specifically for you, Virgo, on the other side of this push and pull, this cycle back and forth that's been going on, that many people are able to advance out of now, it's sort of like coming out of the caterpillar into the butterfly, right? This is happening. There's something like rushing into you, Virgo. And this is a general energy. And I got big confirmation there, Virgo, as I was saying that. So yeah, they really want me to emphasize that. Something really wants to come in for you as you are blooming within this larger cycle, this larger planetary cycle, this larger cycle of human consciousness, where there's so many more, this next level of awakening is happening. So again, as this is happening, something wants to come in. So just your awareness of that will tune you in to not missing it. For some of you, you won't be able to miss it either way. But at least you know to sort of like have your eyes open and just know that there's something coming in. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, beautiful Virgo soul family. And I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Hello, Capricorn. There is a lot of breakthrough energy coming in with this new moon. And generally in the energy, there's a meeting of the minds happening in some sense. Wherever you can have a meeting of the minds, and when we say that, we mean a meeting of like minds, of course, right? Wherever there is a meeting of the minds, there is going to be success. This is very highly probable. There's a high potentiality for success. A lot of you are going to be coming into your leadership. There's a lot of air energy around you, a lot of thought. There's the water. Now we are in a watery new moon, full of emotion, but it's like a fiery new moon anyway. Yes, there's emotion, there's depth to it. There is a little bit of secrecy, a little bit of the unknown, right? But it's very like a wake up type of new moon as well. So along with the mystery, something's waking up in you. In Capricorn, it could be the leader in you again, in some respect. But whatever's happening around this meeting of like minds, and again, this is in the general energy. So if this isn't at the forefront of your mind, just know that this is very favorable for you at this time. So if you are involved in a situation where this can be used positively, it's time to do that. It's a good time to do that. And it's going to open up a lot of options, Capricorn. Different options, maybe some things you've been dreaming of creatively, or there might be some new options jump into the mix, okay? For some of you in a big way, there's a need to hold your truth, the truth of who you are, the truth of what you believe. Yes, this sounds very heavy, but it doesn't have to apply to a heavy situation. This could be in any situation. But there's this leadership energy, right? So along with that leadership energy comes firm groundedness and needing to know who you are and hold on to that. So whatever that means. So there might be what's really coming in is some contradictory. That's the word that we're going to use. That's what's coming in, okay? Contradictory type of energy that maybe wants to do things a different way. And that's where the leader comes in, right? So hold your ground, persevere, keep going with your vision. Maybe not stubbornly. It doesn't mean close off to other ideas. It just means knowing who you are. Be aware of who you are, especially where it pertains to heart consciousness, your connectivity to spirit, whatever that means for you, whether you connect through a galactic perspective, whether you connect more with an angelic perspective, whether you identify more with quantum physics and the nature of reality. None of that is really a big deal. It's about understanding it through a clear heart creator perspective, like the I am as connected to the we, okay? This is a new frequency that we're coming into now, and it is about what is good for one is also more immediately connected to the good of the all. And for some, that's scary because it implies lack consciousness, right? Oh, you're going to take more than me and all that. So we're rising out of that. And that is coming into the forefront of people's consciousness more. And that, of course, also includes you, especially if you're tuning into this reading. Somewhere in your consciousness, you understand that. And so it's standing in that while you make these decisions, holding on to your vision, and that is carrying you into a large amount of success in an area. It's like deep success, and it's almost like, so I'm seeing something just catapult you forward. This energy is like a catapult a little bit. Like once you get grounded, you're moving, which is weird. You know, you'd think I get grounded, that means I'm going to stay in one place. Not in this case. You get grounded in who you are and let the energy carry you, carry the movement forward on its own. Let the momentum keep going. Let the ideas keep rolling out. Let the plans keep moving forward, right? And it's like it catapults everything forward because your vision is clear. And so, yeah, there you have it, the breakthrough energy. Also, Capricorn, I want to point out there's something being like set right side up with this new moon coming in. Okay, that's just really coming through strongly, like a sense of fairness coming forward, a sense of equality. And I think this is a theme really with the earth signs in general. This also came through for Virgo for sure, perhaps Taurus. But either way, no matter how much earth you have in your chart, there is something being made right. So put that where it applies to you. And if you don't know exactly where it applies, this could be a surprise to you. Maybe you didn't know something was off, and then suddenly you're like, wow, I didn't even realize that was a thing that was coming to me. But yeah, there's something that wants to be made right. There's also a lot of energy around a burden being let go. Like once this breakthrough, whatever this is that's happening, this breakthrough, and these options begin to become available, you're able to get creative. It's like it's releasing some pressure. So yeah, just keep going. Just keep going forward with whatever your positive, heart-centered momentum is. Right. So in other words, the reason it's said like that is because if you're unsure about something and you're really not sure where it's coming from, we're not talking about that. And that's why they're specific to say the thing you're sure about, the thing you're sure you're connected to, where you don't have to second guess it. Keep going with that. It's a good time during this new moon to keep going with that because you're shifting, Capricorn, and it's a good shift. You're shifting big time into your energy too, where you shine, being grounded, rooted, able to take that authority, have clear vision. This is where you shine. So I hope that makes sense, Capricorn, beautiful soul family, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste.